We have been through a traumatic experience. There's really two things we need to do to heal from that trauma. The first thing is to really be aware of all the ways that the traumatic situation has affected us. Oftentimes, it comes out unconsciously. We may assume a person is thinking something based on the way a past relationship dynamics took place. So if in one situation a person reacted to a certain thing in a certain negative way, we may assume that someone else is going to have that same reaction. And we then respond unconsciously, and we project another person's psyche onto a present relationship. And we assume that every person will traumatize us, will react negatively in the same way. And we fall back into old patterns where we are not dealing with the person in front of us, we are dealing with a person from our past. And so we need to become aware of every way that a person has affected us. And we need to maintain that awareness in these moments where we regress into our habitual reaction. And by maintaining our present moment awareness, we can respond instead of react. And we can choose love instead of anger or projection, because only when we are present and aware can we see what is happening as it's really happening and see it for what it really is. And when we lose ourselves in our thoughts and we start that habitual thinking and projection, we start to assume what the other person's thinking, what they meant, and oftentimes we assume the worst because we've experienced the worst. And when we stay present, we are calm. We're not jumping to conclusions in our mind, and we are able to give people the benefit of the doubt who are not the people that traumatized us. And so it's very important that we practice staying present. And there are many ways to do that. Meditation is a powerful practice for becoming present, observing something in the present moment repeatedly and consistently, whether it's a mantra or our breath. But we can turn every moment of our daily life into a practice for present moment awareness. And one of my favorite ways to do this is to think of the universe as conscious, which it may very well be. One of the amazing aspects of the universe is that matter only appears when it is observed. And there has been scientific experiments that have proven this, that particles act like energy, and then when they are observed, they collapse down into a state of matter. And it's almost as though, when observed, the universe says, "Oh no, someone's looking, quick, act like matter." And so it's very possible that the universe is conscious. But when we treat the universe as conscious, when we act as though it is an entity and who we can show care and compassion and mindfulness to, just like we show it to a pet, and we caress it and pet it and are gentle and mindful with it. When we treat the entire universe this way, we become mindful in every moment of our life. And so instead of just touching a table, we really feel the table. With our senses, our full senses, we feel the seat we're sitting on with our full attention and mindfulness. And we treat the universe like it has feelings and cares about how we feel. And in doing so, we have a relationship with the universe instead of feeling separate from the universe. And in this way, whenever we touch anything, which is always we're touching something, we give it our full attention. We feel every little sensation, and we become more gentle, more mindful, and more present. Just when we have that little shift in consciousness where we say suddenly that when we treat the universe well, it'll treat us well. And that just opens us up to a world of possibility and puts us in a habit of being present and mindful. And this is really one of the most powerful practices we can do. And it doesn't matter if the universe is conscious or not, because all that happens is everything seems a little more magical, and we become much more present, much more mindful, and much more alive. And when we become our most mindful, gentle selves, then in any relationship, in any moment, we are not going to react unconsciously. We're not going to put up walls and get defensive. We're not going to lose our tempers or get angry. And we'll just treat everyone as the soulful energy and consciousness that they are, and treat everything in the universe with this same kind of compassion, gentleness, and mindfulness. And in this way, we stop lashing out at others, we stop reverting back to old habitual patterns, and we stop treating our loved ones as though they are someone who's hurt us. And in this way, relationships improve. Our level of peace expands, and we feel a deep connection to everything and everyone around us. And there is even a great deal of scientific exploration happening right now into the conscious universe, and that from consciousness, all matter has been created. And it is very compelling research. So you're not crazy to do this, and all it does is make life more interesting and fun. So it's not about whether it is real or not, it's about what are the effects of looking at the universe as a conscious universe. So that is number one, the step for becoming more aware and more present. The second step is to recognize that we hold that trauma not just in our mind, but in our body. And it is very important to physically release that trauma. And there's many ways to do that as well. Yoga and exercise are incredibly powerful for loosening the body, burning off that stress response adrenaline chemical that accumulates. And really, self-love is super important. And whatever that looks like for you, it is so important that we show ourselves the love that we lacked in the past when we developed that trauma. So it could be massages. It could be watching comedy and laughter and getting that guttural, visceral reaction of laughter, which is so healing and so powerful. And it's essential to recognize in our body, where are we holding on to this stress? You know, are our muscles tense? Are we holding our breath or shallow breathing? And to do some deep, slow, calm breathing. Not stressed, not forced, not so deep that it's tensing our body, but just naturally paying attention to our breath, slowing it down, and allowing that rich oxygen to get to our muscles and truly heal our body from the inside out. The breath is so powerful, and simply taking deep breaths, the more, the better. Every chance you can take a conscious, deep breath brings you into the present moment and can release any tension we're holding on to. Any kind of reminder that we put around the house that says, breathe, don't forget to breathe, just breathe, whatever it is for you. It could be a little Buddha statue, anything that reminds you to remember your breath will instantly transport you into the present moment and remind your body to relax. And it is so important that we do this throughout the day. One conscious breath completely disrupts our constant train of thought and creates an entirely new train of thought that is positive and based on that present moment, peaceful, calm awareness. And just one moment of that can instantly transform your day, your life, your relationships. So be sure that you allow your body to recognize tension that we're all holding on to and release it.